This is an AI economist. It created its own tax policy that achieves much better results when compared to other methods. It is able to increase both equality and productivity at the same time by only changing how people are taxed. This paper might give us a valuable insight into what our future taxes might look like and how they will be designed. I will go over some of the most interesting aspects of this paper, such as the results of using this AI economist's tax policy and how it can create such incredible results. It is worth mentioning that the same results might not happen if this were to be implemented in the real world, but there is still a lot we can learn from simulations like these, because tax policy is one of those things that you can't just experiment easily with in the real world. The simulation consists of several individual workers. They can gather scarce resources, trade with each other, and build houses to earn coins, their form of money. The workers have different levels of skill at building houses, and therefore some earn more money from building. The workers specialize in the area they are best in. The buyers and builders are the ones better at building houses. They buy materials and build houses, while the gatherers and sellers gather materials and sell it to the builders. This shows that the workers adapted to their material environment, but they also adapt to the taxes the AI economist sets. It sets the rates by observing the environment and trying to make changes to create the optimal tax policy. The optimal tax policy the AI economist tries to create is one that maximizes both equality and productivity. This is difficult because there exists a trade-off between the two. Both the workers and the AI economist use reinforcement learning, where they learn from experience collected through trial and error. This creates two learning loops, an inner loop for the workers and an outer loop for the AI economist. The inner loop is about the workers learning through trial and error. First they observe the environment, tax rates and prices. From this observation, the workers can learn to act differently to optimize their behavior. The outer loop is about the AI economist trying to create the optimal tax policy. It starts by observing the workers to be able to learn how they react to the changes in tax policy it makes. The AI economist tries to create a tax policy that maximizes equality and productivity among the workers, while the workers try to maximize their individual outcomes. As a comparison, it also simulated the US federal tax policy, an analytical tax formula called the CS formula, a free market model without taxes and its own tax policies. We can now take a look at the results these different models had when it comes to productivity and equality. The free market model maximizes productivity at the cost of equality, where we can see that a top agent or worker has almost all the wealth. If we instead take the US federal tax policy, we can see that it strikes a better balance between productivity and equality. The CS formula, which is an analytical tax formula, achieves more equality and productivity than the US federal one. If we have a look at the AI economist, we can see that it outperforms both these. And looking at the wealth distribution, we can see that the total wealth is larger and more equally distributed. This is the marginal tax rate for different income levels in the different systems. It is important to note here that the total tax is increasing for higher incomes in these examples. It is only the tax you pay on your next earned coin that is getting lower or higher. It is interesting that the AI economist lowered the taxes on the middle incomes, but increased it for top earners to achieve its results. Using these tax rates, the AI economist is able to achieve better results than the other two. The combination of AI and economics presents the possibility to study areas that economic research might not have been able to do. Imagine a future where the tax policies are set based on detailed simulations that can make the country more productive and equal at the same time. This is a really interesting paper. I have linked it in the description if you want a more detailed explanation of what they did. And if you liked this video and want to see more, you can subscribe to my channel.